And what would you say, Dewayne, to someone that is considering being a mentor?
It is a very rewarding process to be able to help someone to make a difference in their life. So, like, if your heart is in it, then definitely it's very rewarding. So I would highly encourage somebody to do it.
Hello and welcome to Mentorship Matters, a podcast by trusted mentors. I'm Costeena Weathersby, and today we're going to be talking with one of our mentor-mentee pairs. But before we do, I want to remind you that Trusted Mentors is an Indianapolis nonprofit that recruits, trains, and connects adults as volunteer mentors with other adults who are at risk. So it could be someone who has been recently incarcerated and they're now re-entering society, or someone who is 18 years old. They're aging out of foster care. They have to be an adult and they're trying to figure out what to do. Or it could be someone who is at risk of homelessness. At the end of the day, our volunteer mentors walk alongside of these individuals, helping them to stabilize their life and succeed. Speaking of which, we have Dewayne Whitney and his mentee, Aarion, with us today. Hello, guys. Welcome.
What's going on?
How you doing?
All right. You all are, I'm so excited to be able to talk with you. I know that everybody's going to love hearing your story. Aarion, first off, how did you get connected with Trusted Mentors? Like, how did you find out about us? And then, how were you connected with Dewayne?
Well, I was incarcerated in CJC, and when I got out, I kind of see him in the lobby talking.
Yes.
So I asked him to be my mentor.
All right. Okay. And Dewayne, you have been connected with Trusted Mentors for a while. Tell us how you got involved with Trusted Mentors.
I got involved with Trusted Mentors through, I was working for a weekend and I had to go to community events. And so you guys were actually at a community event.
Yeah.
And I forget the gentleman's name who signed me up, but he was like, oh, I think you'll be a good mentor. And I was skeptical at first. And I was just like, all right, sure, I'll try it out. So that's how I get involved.
All right. And you not only have one mentor, but you have a few, I guess.
Yes,
but we don't have to
I
talk
have.
about all of them. But I know you're very, very skilled as a mentor. So we're glad to have you. So when you guys first met, well, you kind of knew him a little bit. You had some goals, right, Aarion, that you wanted to work on. You wanted him to be your mentor. So tell us about those goals. What were you trying to accomplish after coming back into society?
Well, I'm trying to get this felon expunged.
Okay.
I want to buy properties, and I'm trying to get my CDLs.
All right. Okay. Great. I want to make sure the audience understands, how much expungement is important. First of all, tell us what it is, guys, and then I need to find out why is that so important to you, especially Aarion, or to others who are the same as you. So, Dewayne, what's expungement? Tell us.
So expungement is where, in the state of Indiana, you can get your criminal record expunged. So, certain criminal records you can get expunged. And you can only get it like once in a lifetime. And it's as if your record is clean, you have a clean slate, and nothing's on your background.
Wow.
So as a former person, I've gone through my expungement. I've gotten a lot of traffic offenses off, misdemeanors off. And so I've been through it. So it's for people who have dealt with reentry, is very good because it gives you a second chance. But not a lot of people know their rights and what they can do. I went through the neighborhood Christian clinic, and they offer expungement help as well, and they're really good. They got all my court paperwork together, and all I had to do was just go to these counties and turn them in, and that was it. Mm-hmm. That was it. Everything was filed, the language, everything was done for me.
And so how important is this to somebody who's reentering to have this done? What does it do for you? What do you walk away with? Like, how does this impact your life to be able to do this?
Well, I mean, it opens a lot of doors for, like, one, employment. That's one. Housing. if we look at when you apply for housing, that's one of the things they ask what's on your background. So a clean background will help your chances of getting housing, help your chances of getting meaningful employment. So that, I think, is very essential to people who have been just as involved or impacted.
Yeah. It's interesting because people don't really understand that even just getting an apartment, or renting a house, if you have a background, you're unable to do this. Is this right? How hard is it if you have a background? Will you be turned away for rent or to get a home?
Talk about some of your challenges with employment stuff.
Yeah, like certain jobs, like high-paying jobs, they want to accept you because you got a felony on your record, or like some houses they want to accept you because they think you violent. You will have to try to find somebody to put a house in their name, Yeah. But yeah, it get hard. Certain stuff you can't do as a felon. So.
Exactly. And this is why it's so important. And this is why, with Trusted Mentors, we say, we're trying to keep you housed and keep you out of prison. One of the main goals when you're coming out, we say is housing first, because housing is important. But if you've got a record, and then they're saying that you can't have a home if you have a record, then that makes it very challenging for you and very frustrating as well. So I'm thankful that you all are on today to be able to really share, how important it is. All of these things, the expungement process, having a record is for someone who is reentering. And so, Dewayne, how's he doing on this? How is he doing on some of his goals so far?
So Aarion is very resilient, if I can say.
Yeah.
He's gotten a few jobs, and he's been dedicated to these jobs.
Yeah.
Going, even when one job failed, he went and got another one. So he is actively working towards his goals. So yeah.
All right. So Aarion, I know you've got a lot of different goals that you're trying to accomplish. It's not difficult for someone who has been incarcerated and you're coming out and you're trying to get on your feet. Probation, probably fees with probation, nitpicking. If you don't make it here at this time, then you're going to be violated. There's stress dealing with all of that. So how does that impact you? How does that?
Well, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Get overwhelming sometimes. You got to go pay the test.
Yeah.
Something that I didn't ask to do.
Yeah.
Gotta see the PO, deal with the felon on your record. But I'm working on getting that expunged, so I can be able to do stuff in life that they don't allow felons to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it can get frustrating and overwhelming, but you gotta push through.
Right. Do you have a family that you're trying to take care of, and how important is this for you as far as family, your wife, girlfriend, kids?
Yeah, I got one son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to be, a good father. Is that right? Yeah. Well, I know it's challenging. The fees for probation. You have a job and you're able to pay those fees. But what if you didn't have that job? How would that look for you? Like, how does that work? If you don't pay those fees, what do they do?
Well, they give you a certain amount of months to pay it or whatever. They don't go too hard on you if you don't pay it. They give you little things you could pay monthly or bi-weekly. But yeah, they will. I think they will try to violate you.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And you don't want that, of course. Yeah. Okay. So it's not easy. It's not easy. And thank goodness, Dewayne, that you're there to help walk alongside of him, keep him encouraged.
Yes.
Does it hurt him mentally sometimes? Is it a mental strain on him?
Yes, and one reason why our parent is so good, because I'm a justice impacted person too.
Yeah.
So I've been through the system, and I know how they can nitpick with you at probation. You get new probation officers. One might be laid back, the other one might be so anal. Even with working with Aarion, I'm not going to say the job, but we got him employment, and it's just what do you do? Because we've talked about that. What do you do when this job is starting to cut your hours, and he still has to pay for all
Yeah.
his probation fees and things like that.
Right.
And then, we've talked like, man, they playing with me, and it's just like, and like we like presented that opportunity for him with, with programs and stuff, being resourceful. But then it's just like, what do you do when an employer is cutting away your livelihood? So, we've dealt with that. But like I said, he's so resilient. He went and got him another job with his own merit. So by his own merit, excuse me. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And Dewayne, I did not know that you were justice impacted yourself.
Yes.
So tell me a little background about that, because I bet that helps you, Aarion, have someone in your life that actually knows your challenges, not just heard about it, but has actually walked the walk.
Yeah.
So, tell me about your experience.
So I've gone down the criminal justice system, and it was a case dealing with my son, where I was unjustly treated, and because I didn't know the laws, like I took a plea deal, but in my heart felt like I shouldn't have taken it. And so within that, I learned. I started reading. I learned a lot of stuff. So even with my time down at the CJC, and I met all these young men, and I was telling them about trusted mentors, and I was also letting them know, like, hey, don't do this, don't take this plea deal, or don't do that, because I read up on it and I got educated on it. So even with our dealings with him, I'm helping them with the probation stuff, because it's just like, I know the game that they play, and I wish I had someone like that who was knowledgeable. So I'm trying to be that for not just him, but all my mentees. So
Very good. So you're very blessed, Aarion, to have someone who has actually experienced this and can actually give you sound advice and guidance as you're kind of navigating your way through. Yeah. And what would you say, like, how important Dewayne is to you? Like, what do you guys do together? And, how important is he to you?
Well, we built like a little bond, so he's like a brother to me, big brother.
Great. You guys are laughing. That's all right. Okay, so this obviously brings a lot of joy to you. He's like a big brother to you. Tell us how.
Well, he done guided me through certain situations. I call him if I get into something I need a little help or advice.
Yes.
So yeah.
Okay.
Kind of built the
All right,
bond.
Dewayne. Yeah, Dewayne, what is this like? Because you seem to really love helping him.
Yeah, definitely so. So each of my mentee relationships is different, but with Aarion, it's like, I don't know, we've definitely bonded. So when it is like a big bro, little bro thing.
I like that.
Like he's helped, like my dog had puppies, and he helped me through that, because it was stressful. So he's helped me through that. Like you said, I've helped him through things, like we be playing Call of Duty together. So it's like, we do get a good bond. Y'all see us at the Trusted Mentor event, so I'm always bringing them. So
yes.
Yeah.
All right. So at the end of the, it sounds like this is not just a mentor to mentee thing. Like Dewayne is helping you, but you are also helping Dewayne. So Dewayne, tell me how you get help out of, besides the dogs and him helping you with that situation.
It is, again, like I said, everybody's different. So it's a learning experience, and knowing that just because I'm his mentor, that doesn't mean that I can't learn from him. That doesn't mean that he brings nothing to the table. It doesn't mean like, oh, I'm like authoritarian or anything. It's like, no, we're in this together. So it's just, I wanted that approach. Like I've let some of my, wild down, let them know a little bit about me. We know about each other. So it's just,
Your vibe.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Awesome. So, Aarion, if there's somebody watching that is considering, having a mentor, what would you say to them? Should they do it? Is he important? Is this a good process or anything? Tell me.
Yeah, I would say yeah, because like when you need certain resources, they can help you with that. You need advice, they help you.
Yeah.
I think it's good to have a mentor.
Thank you. All right. And what would you say, Dewayne, to someone that is considering being a mentor? Because, this is kind of intimidating. People will always, they love to mentor an 8-year-old or, a child or a young teenager. But this is an adult. Aarion is over
Right.
21. So what would you say? Like, should they do it?
Absolutely, because I will say it will give you patience. Like, and I'm not saying like at times like I've done everything right as a mentor or whatever. It is a very rewarding process. To be able to help someone to make a difference in their life. So like if your heart is in it, then definitely, because and I thought that too. Like, this is another adult. Like, would he listen to me? Like, and it's just like we clicked, and it's just like boundaries. We have boundaries and stuff. Like, it's just it's very rewarding. So I would highly encourage somebody to do it.
All right. Well, thank you all so much. It seems like, the big brother, little brother relationship is working. I'm glad to see that you are, making your goals, Aarion, and I'm wishing you the very, very best. I know that it can be very difficult when you've been incarcerated and you're coming back out. A lot of times people don't really realize just how challenging it is to get your life back in order. And so what would you say to that? I mean, is it difficult to get back out?
Yeah, I would say, yeah. But, you got to do what you got to do, get back on your feet.
All right. And it looks like you're doing that. So I commend you both. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you, Dewayne, for being his mentor. And again, I'm wishing you very, very much success.
Thank you.
All right. And this is why mentorship does, it matters. If you are considering being a mentor, please reach out to us at Trusted Mentors website. It's www.trustedmentors.org. Or you can give us a call at 317-985-5041. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.